Father, we just want to say thank you for great. Father, we pray that Father, that you can we pray that Father, that you can love us, that Father, move the negativity, move the negative thoughts, and grant us strength and motivation to continue in your will and Jesus.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're gonna talk about DC Young Fly. Like, comment, subscribe. You want to see more of the content. Like what you've seen in the algorithms. You want to get more of it out there with them records, mended things on your video. And we're gonna go in on this one. So we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna let you know right now. Definitely an amazing thing to see from DC Young Fly. Out here praying for another man. It's not normalest thing we see right here. So anything seen of that caliber, that type of thing, God bless for those people that is in need. It's not every day we see somebody thinking about another man, another person. I feel like men are one of the most abandoned groups when it comes down to necessities of help, whether it's a verbal communication, lifting up, motivation, anything, and no phone calls, no nothing, no this. You a man, and it's basically survive kind of a situation, not just. It's not okay. These are the tools that you might need, and you get some training or whatever, and then you got built up to a moment, and then you started doing well or whatever is expected. All right, what's it called? Here you go. You get pushed out. Do the best you can to survive. That is it. Survival mode. Like everything can. Almost can be like your last kind of, and then it's a brutal world. Somebody's always trying to do something. You gotta be ready. Somebody can try, just for being a man, it's like the jealousies, whether you look in history, look in all types of situations, it can be a lot more. It can be lose your life over that, lose your life over, or just being in a really bad predicament. For whatever reason, people come overly competitive for no reason at all. It's like everything is like heightened up to the extreme, and there's no real guideline, no real assistance, no nothing. Good luck. You're gonna need it because you have. Like I say that to say, I'm not saying I believe and that, subscribe to that and follow that, but this is what is pretty much seen and heard and felt from many men out there when they grow up into the world, and that people are surprised why it's so grimy, why men don't want to talk to other men like that, why men don't want to do this and that, and that is exactly why. There is no sense of camaraderie between men. There absolutely is. There's no shortage of competition. There was no pushing the family to try to work with other people, other men. It was more competition, more survival, more you just got to do because you're a man kind of thing. So it brought more survival, more necessity, more kind of force a situation because you needed to survive, just to live, basically. Just to almost breathe, almost or a little bit more, maybe even make, you can breathe and you'll be straight, bro. I know it's not exactly how they talk, but it's pretty much quick little, okay, that's it, I'm left. So, for see another man pray for another man is amazing. Whoever, it don't matter who it is right there, I appreciate it. Jesus would be praying for whoever as well in that situation, though, if possible. So hey, salute. That's all I gotta say on that situation, though. They appreciate any salutes. We don't get no salutes as a man. So if you feel like, that's something that can be really done right here. This can be a good chance to do it right here, right now. It can be a comment to another man. It can be just to the situation, whatever it is right here. Definitely appreciate it from many sides, many angles, many different types of people. And you take that energy with you whenever you can to somebody else. It's not, that's another thing. Even if you wanted to, a lot of men is just not used to it. So it's so much animosity, so much anger. That's the only space people give men though too. It seems like you can do this, you can do that, you can't do this, you can't, you a man. You can't show you a man. You can't do nothing except the only opportunity you get to voice anything is in anger or to like, it seems like you get absolutely no space for anything else. So it feels like the natural way is in anger, in a situation where you barely can make it because of the little space that you got. And then when you finally do, you put in another survival situation. Yeah, I know how it feels. It's like you put in another survival situation that they expecting the most out of you, the most whatever it is too. Oh, patience. Now you gotta have the most patience. Oh, and that somebody might compare you to another man when it immediately, or like, how come you not doing this? Sometimes, so a woman can be really bad for that. I don't really think men do that to each other like that. It should be like another man kind of a thing, or just looking at another man. And if they is, it's because they learned it from a woman for some reason. I don't know why, but women have more space for everything, though, for thinking, for thoughts, for motivation. Hey, a woman made a business, and it don't matter what color you are. You try doing the same thing, it's not gonna go so good. A woman buys a RV, for example. The biggest, woman does what's it called? The grass, cuts the grass. It's like, wow, men do it. It can be very hard to get a simple thank you, appreciation. I like how things is going. Like put some balance. This is why you got to watch where you get your information from. In the woman world, they get enough, more, or maybe even more than enough kindness, enough, the expectations isn't like gripping, like you had to grip with every inch on that steering wheel kind of a thing, or you. I'm saying even for driving, like men got, and if you don't hit those marks, so this is why it's good to embrace the strengths that we can gain from that in another direction where you don't have to, just because you're not doing stuff a certain way or certain energy or a certain amount of anger, it don't mean it's weak. It actually, you're more strong because you're able to do that and balance doing, in a sense, more balance to do something else, to do this and not think about that, or just more strength in defending what you want to do or what you feel is a better idea. Not every idea is the same. If everybody invented a car, for example, the price to build would be $1. Because everybody can do it. If all the pieces was cheap, that's all people did. Hey, right? When everybody was a farmer, it wasn't good to be a farmer. You feel me? Because everybody making the same amount of money. If everybody knows how to cut hair, everybody knows mechanics, everybody knows, you're not really, the mechanics automatically start getting paid low. You can see with the technology, things of that nature, they wanted a lot of people in the pandemic into that field. They got enough people, they got AI, you're not needed no more. So the prices went down now because they don't need nobody, and now they're trying to. So you can't just be going autopilot mode, like a lot of these pilots do, and which is not bad in the airplane for a certain amount of time. You know what you're doing, but I'm saying you can't bring airplane mechanics into real life in every situation. You just follow what other people's doing, and that's it. 'Cause everybody ain't doing what they doing for the reasons that you may be interested or you're doing or that you want to do, or for the right reasons. They just joined because somebody else was doing it, somebody liked, they couldn't find nothing else. And they didn't have really the record or the resume for something else. And some people, they just gave up and did this, you feel me, in life. They treat everybody, mad. It's not necessarily from the pressures of life that people already gave, that it's just hard to control. And once you hit that extra level of, you just don't care, it changes everything. You get that extra, how can I say, sometimes you get a certain amount of anger, you lose it. You're not thinking no more. You acting. You're doing this, and then you think about it later when it's too late. When you're too angry, when you can't do nothing about it. You can lose your job like that. You almost lost this. Now you gotta remember. You gotta do this. There's a lot of steps that can go into a decision that if you're not careful, you only find out when you trip the wires. Kind of a situation there.
Yeah, so I think as men, this is not the time to focus on pain only, because we gonna face, life is hard, and we gonna face things that's gonna come in our way, adversities, things of that nature. But the Bible says you'll go through many adversities in life. Blessed is he that is persecuted. And Matthew 5, it's not just in certain ways of violence and things of that nature. Like, just because you have the power to make change, to stay strong, to keep moving, even if there's more, there's a lot of situations going on in life. It's mostly men who see that in that type of position. There's a war, whether it was a war, whether it was a invention, whether it was a artist or whatever, though, a lot of people in the industry going against him, not liking what he's doing, not supporting, not trying to, whatever it is, always a man. Doctors, first open heart surgery, whatever you want to think about. And people that go through a lot of struggle, I'm not saying women can't, but haven't been through a lot of struggles before. People in the Bible, Esther, Ruth, there's others as well. You can see in the life of Moses, life of Jesus, Abraham, he had to go to war. Moses, the way he had to lead those people through 40 years in the desert. Jesus just being born. A king wants to kill him. The amount of things that happen in the men world is what I'm saying. I'm not saying woman is absolutely incapable. The amount of things that happen in the men world that men can face every day and prepare for and do, it's gonna be different. So with that said, we gotta use that energy for more, for building. It's way too easy for not building, and it doesn't go anywhere. The energy just stays locked up. Anger, you're not getting that out of it. Nobody is giving you what you need, what you want, whether it's appreciation, whether it's this, whether it's that. We're not sure exactly what is going to happen, what isn't, who's going to uh, help out, who's not, who's gonna stay, who's not, and finding out too late can be a bad situation. And whether or not if you were doing your part right there, you know you did your part, you know it was hard, that can be a great sense of motivation. Just like you were doing a certain amount of push-ups, just like you were doing, it's why it's important to also do things that are hard in preparation. So when it comes time to do what you gotta do, whether it's a rainy day, whether it's this and that, whether you can do that and you can handle it, you can fold it and you can do what you gotta do and deal with as a man as well. It's not as loving and caring and, you know, about your feelings and emotions the same way as it is for a woman. More people go deeper and play a role. There's a lot of situations you see out here would be handled in a greatly different manner, and whether or not things happen or not as men, I think this is a good time to reflect in these types of talks right here. That's not normal at all. To calm down our steps, just to listen more and be able to be ready for the next thing that can happen in life, whether it's a better situation or preparing for a worse situation. When it comes down to security, when it comes down to whether it's family, whether it's a girl, whatever, you would know more how to deal with somebody, whether it's a door that's not locked, a window, the level of security you might need to defend yourself, your family, to stay away, you might not know exactly what to do. That's understandable. I'm not putting that pressure that you absolutely do, but getting as close as possible is absolutely appreciated and necessary. And we can see that women are more, detailed oriented. Whether you're wearing something, why don't you guys this? Why don't you do this? Or you might be good in, when you're growing up, whatever, you're button it like this or like that, or do this, or whatever it is. They can be more detailed oriented, and you see that men can be, even if they don't have those type of skills, they can still find a way to not be in a situation of just pure despair and just crying out on the street and can somebody please help? Kind of the situation, SOS alarm going off and all this, and why weren't you here at this time, at this place? I couldn't get there. You didn't know what's going on. If I never seen that for the most, I don't think I ever seen that in my life. So if I do see that, and it's like a regular man kind of, I'm talking about like a grown man, like that'll be like, I don't even know if it's reality or not, the type of situations that be going on over in real life. Like it's like that dramatic though. I gotta look a couple times and see, and like it's so many other options that can help, that doesn't have to be in despair, in hopelessness, in like whatever it is, just trying to move fast in a situation you don't know. Maybe find out next time. Maybe you ask a question, whatever. Whether you're on the phone with somebody in a company or whatever, you're trying to solve the situation, trying to figure out what's going on, what's not. Everything is not a one-way switch, just on and that's it. This is what the message is pretty much about. For them to reach out like that, this amazing thing with you already know who. You know, even though Dame is not the most popular guy, not the most liked, not the most. At one point he was. So you gotta think about it. We think about it in a certain way. He used to be like, it seemed like everything was right what he was doing, and all of a sudden, just because he seemed like he's not around the same people, it's like you never know. And then he claims, like, you know, maybe he's been around for this long, whatever, the videos and stuff. It just seems like it could be something true. It's just a regular guy in the street claiming the same thing. Sometimes he wouldn't get that much views. So him being in that position, whether it was through gambling, whether it was through this and that, at one point it seemed like he really was worth a lot of money, and he really was doing his thing. He really was. But it's tricky too with hip hop, because it's like a lot of people feel like because they're in hip hop, you get rewarded more for speaking out, and in the artist field as well. You know, speaking that you got this going on, this album coming out, this coming up. But if you don't say nothing, when the album's coming out, you just drop it. And that can be seen as, some people might see it as it's like, it can be confusing what is a show off and not in a situation. And Dame at one point was like the top of the top, just working with Rock Nation. I believe was working Rock Nation in another company, I believe, for another time. I'm not exactly sure on the other company, but just working for Rock Nation, that was like the top cream of the crop. Everybody wanted to work with Jay-Z. Let's say you gotta talk to Dame before you talk to him at any certain time. But it's because that was like immediate. Like that was like immediate fame, immediately recognition, immediately respect. So for that to be his own, that's why